Ricky Vandalz. I was talking nonsense anyways to fill time, so we're going to talk about instead Ricky Vandalz just screwed up his team, clotheslined his brother right out of his boots, but he was able to turn around and catch Roderick Strong. You think the Strongs would have taken advantage when they had the chance?
Powerbomb there. 1, 2. Sedrick comes off stage, his partner, and that's it.
That's it. Your winner. Val leading the Strong Brothers into the ring. You all just saw the Strong Brothers get the win in the last match between themselves and the Vandalz by Tenderfoot. But it was a very, very close match. It could have gone either way. They're here for a rematch tonight, and the Vandalz, the members of Sexual Healing, have revenge on their mind.
You've got someone with a treat here with Mikey. Looking for a whole Tenderfoot here with Aaron to see this matchup. This rematch from last week. The Strong taking on the Vandalz trying to avenge their loss.
And the Vandalz, as we all know, big tag team down in FOW in Miami that's working hand in hand now along with IPW and NWA Florida. We're bringing you the best across the state of Florida here to the IPW ring. No political BS going on here. We want the fans to see the best, and that's what we bring you. You're going to see two of the best tag teams in the independent scene go at it for the second week in a row. Can the Vandalz avenge their loss, or can the Strongs take that step back up the ladder to try to give your guys, Naturally Marvelous, and those Florida Unified Tag Team titles?
The agreement between IPW and FOW allows a lot more competitors to come in and try to take our titles. But Vandalz, Strong, the whole time we've been keeping the belts. I'm not sure if any of these teams can take these belts away from the Naturally Marvelous.
Well, so far nobody's been able to, that's for sure. Not the Vandalz, not the Strongs, not Vicious and Delicious, and not those jacked up Shane brothers. Scoot Andrews, he may have a shaved head like we saw at the beginning of the show, but he's still got those belts around his waist, as does his partner, Mike Sullivan, and that's not going to change anytime in the near future, I do not believe.
You can bring him in from anywhere. You can bring him in from Miami. You can bring him in from Alaska. They even got wrestling there. Either way, Naturally Marvelous is looking to them all.
Actually, they have wrestling in Alaska, but it's mainly big fat one with mustaches, wrestling bears.
So he's like the whole juniors there?
I'm not sure about that. We got to stop all that name dropping here in IPW. And you see Tommy Vandalz with a side headlock on Roderick Strong, the cockier of the two Strong brothers from Cocky Top Mountain, Tennessee, as a lot of people like to say. Oh, and a big shoulder block by Tommy Vandalz. And these guys might have lost their last match, but they're coming here fired up. And they know if you get a win against the Strong brothers, Roderick and Sedrick, you're going to climb the ladder here in IPW. They may have been at the top of the mountain in FOW on numerous occasions, 4 times, I do believe, in fact. But as you can see right now, being handled by Roderick Strong. Tommy drop kicked out of the ring, and a series of arm drags on Ricky, and that brings Sedrick in for, big double drop kick right across the chest of Ricky Vandalz, and much to the delight of this crowd and to the constipated referee, Gentleman Jim Bragg, the Strongs are taking over this match in quick fashion.
Roderick Strong sporting the visor there at Tommy Vandalz. A little taunting going on there. And is it me, or does Roderick look a little drunk to you?
Roderick always looks a little bit drunk when he's selling, but that's another story for another time, another place. All I know is with that hat on, I hope the hardcore kitten doesn't make a mistake and take Roderick Strong into the bathroom. Oh, nice move by Sedrick Strong. That shades what we saw in the last match as he came down on all 3 other guys, including his brother, knocked them right into the crowd. You think the Vandalz might have learned to stay out of the way of that after the last match? Because those who don't learn from prior mistakes are doomed to repeat them, and if they repeat the result of last week's match, they're going home, back to Miami, after looking up at the lights.
In Mexico, they call what Sedrick did at Cabrera. Here we call it a flippy carny deal. And here you see him suplexing him back into the ring. Sedrick started hitting a big falcon arrow there on Tommy Vandalz.
A falcon arrow. That's why I love having Mikey Tenderfoot here, because Ron Nemi doesn't know any names of wrestling holds, and he frustrates me so much, he makes me forget all the ones that I actually know myself. Okay, I guess that caught Mikey Tenderfoot a little bit off guard as the Strong brothers now caught off guard. They were in control of this match, but big double clothesline maneuver after a swing around and a do by both the Vandalz, and Ricky and Tommy taking over. They threw Roderick over the top rope, and no, this isn't old school WCW. That's not a disqualification.
This is called Sedrick taking the heat, just like you see in every Strong match, as Roderick's too pretty to get in there and make a difference.
Okay, Roderick Strong, you guys don't like him in the AOD, that's for sure. I know you guys have your troubles with guys like the Shane brothers. You have your trouble with everybody, Vicious and Delicious, with guys like Agent Steele. But I know in particular you like laying a beating on the Strong brothers, particularly Roderick Strong, because outside of you guys, he is the cockiest individual in IPW. But unlike you guys, he does not have the belt to back it up.
We're just upset because he keeps trying to take all of our holes. Same with the Vandalz.
The Vandalz, I tell you what, they may be getting all that hole down there at FOW in Miami, but they come up here and they see that it's a little bit harder to compete with guys like the AOD, to compete with guys like Aaron Royal, and I must say, even to compete with guys like the Butt Pirate Fritzy.
Enough said about our hole filling capabilities. They can't even keep up with us in the ring.
Oh, that may be true. Well, that's yet to be determined. The Vandalz themselves have not actually had a singles match with Naturally Marvelous, as they'd have to be winning into the stick against a team like the Strongs. But Tommy Vandal and David Babylon did unsuccessfully challenge them earlier this year. So a FOW contingent has had their shot, but so far Naturally Marvelous on top. Oh, but Roderick Strong making a case for them to get a shot at those belts that they lost to Naturally Marvelous in that cage match a few months back, too. Oh, I thought for sure we had a 3 count there. A win like that 2 weeks in a row would have pushed the Strongs up. We don't know. The Shane brothers want a tag team match against Naturally Marvelous. Vicious and Delicious, the Strong brothers, the Vandalz, they all want that shot. They all work together to shave Scoot's head, as you see. But when it comes down to getting the titles, they're all back there backstabbing each other again. Oh, and Roderick gets his neck dropped right across the rope. Great double team maneuver by Ricky and Tommy Vandal. If Tommy can tag in Ricky and get the fresh man in there he goes. This is going to be a decided advantage for Ricky and Tommy Vandal.
Roderick's going to have to hulk up here and get the Superman. Sedrick Strong is, he wants to win this match for his team, but you know how selfish Roderick is. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Yeah, it probably won't happen. Roderick Strong, he likes to talk about how he's the better of the 2 Strong brothers. He did bring Sedrick along and bring him into the business, but let's face it, Sedrick Strong every bit as good now as his brother Roderick, or they wouldn't have had the success that they've had. And hopefully these 2 guys, for their own sake, can learn to work together and stop all the bickering that we've seen here in recent weeks between these 2. But we may see bickering outside the ring, out at the bars afterwards, but when they're in the ring together, these guys work together very, very well. As long as they can keep that separate and work as professionals in the ring, they should be a great tag team for a long time to come here in IPW.
You might be right, and the Vandalz have done their homework here on the Strongs, as they know that Roderick's left arm is his dreaded tagging arm that he does to Sedrick. Now, he might not tag out much, but he does it when he has to.
Yes, he does. When he's tired of taking the heat and wants Sedrick to take it, he'll tag out for sure. And there you see, they're just working over that shoulder and left arm. Tommy Vandal, a deceptively strong individual. When you compare him to some of the guys we have here in IPW, like the Shane brothers, like Axis and Python, he doesn't look all that big, but he works out constantly. He's a consummate professional in that ring. Oh, and there he just takes the arm of Roderick Strong, rather, and hurts it that much more. Not only may he not be able to tag, but he's weakening that arm up for a possible submission move later on in the match, Mikey Tenderfoot.
That's right. You see the Vandalz working over Roderick Strong here, putting the boots to him, giving Sedrick Strong the finger. Jim Brye's got to get some control in there. He's constipated. He's a bit old. I'm not sure if he can get the job done. Someone get that man a toilet.
When are you going to teach some of your junior officials here that they need to keep their eye on the action in the ring and not be paying attention to all these tag team partners? You seem to be able to call it straight down the middle. Why can't he? Oh, and why can't Sedrick Strong, or why did Sedrick Strong do that? I'll tell you exactly why. It was to distract the referee, to distract the Vandalz, and allow Roderick to try to make his comeback, but it turns into just a hope spot. Oh, and I thought we might have had a 3 count there, but Sedrick Strong did his job enough for Roderick to know where he was in the ring. He was able to put his foot up on the ropes and save it. Otherwise, the way the Vandalz were taken over, they might have won this match already.
Jim Bragg's been missing refereeing 101 that I've been teaching lately, but you see he was able to make that call. That his vision's a little bit tender, but he was able to see that foot on the rope. Good job, Jim Bragg.
Not as tender as you, however, Mikey, as we all know.
Obviously not.
Oh, and here goes one of the Tommy Vandal up there, maybe a suplex. Oh no, but he gets a shot in the groin, as we affectionately call that region here in IPW. And here comes Roderick off the rope. Oh, big drop kick. He looked like he was going for a shoulder tackle, turned in midair, perhaps realizing the extent of the injury to his arm already, and he was able to pull a maneuver out that's going to save some time and maybe even get him and his brother back into this match.
Come on, dog. Make the tag, Roderick. Come on, dog.
Come on, dog. Through.
Sedrick looking a little antsy there. House of Fire is Sedrick Strong.
Yes. The man from Smallville comes in, 2 clotheslines, and then a drop kick and another drop kick. He's taken on both Vandals all by himself. He always comes in with that kind of energy.
Spin kick.
Oh, nice spin kick to Ricky Vandal's head, and he takes over on Tommy Vandal. I tell you what, this guy coming in, like you said, he's all fired up. And if he, oh, there it is, the spear. If he can get the pinfall, no, but he's not. Tommy Vandal rolling out of the ring as he goes over to Ricky Vandal. And I tell you what, this isn't going to last very long. He cannot keep taking on both guys by himself. The referee needs to get one of these individuals out of the ring, or Roderick needs to come in and help his brother, because, see, that's exactly why. Big power bomb. You can only take that kind of punishment so long. Oh, and they sweep out the leg and a super kick. 1, 2, 3.
Where's
That's
Roderick?
it. That's
Where's
it.
Roderick?
That's it. Mikey, where are you going?
I gotta go.
Where are you going?
I got a surprise for everybody.
All right, here go the Vandals. I don't know what happened to Mikey Tenderfoot. He just took off me. The Vandals continue to beat on the Strong brothers after the win, and I can't say that I blame them. Everybody wants to get a piece of these 2 shiny-chested individuals, as cocky as they come in here, even though you just beat them. And look, they're taking Roderick Strong to the back, and Sedrick Strong a beaten mess. He can do absolutely nothing about it, fans. SoCal Val's in the ring checking here. Here comes the oh, that's what Mikey Tenderfoot was talking about. Billy Five, Scoot Andrews, Rod Steele, and my partner Mikey Tenderfoot already in his ref shirt because he's going to be reffing that main event later here tonight. Agent Steele versus Billy Five. Forget about that. Big pile driver there. What's Billy Five's doing? He's trying to back off. And Rod Steele said, no, I guess Billy Five figured they beat this kid enough. The Vandalz already beat on him. And quite frankly, Billy doesn't have the beef with these guys that Naturally Marvelous do. Oh, big Miami slam there by Rod Steele. And here comes, and who's coming to the ring now? There it is. That's Roderick Strong. He's on his way back out, and that's Agent Steele. No for today. Oh, look what he just did to SoCal. Forces of nature. This is out of control. I don't know where Mikey's coming back or not. We'll be right back after this.